Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that if you're returning. How you doing? Grab your coffee. Maybe a snack or two. If you got chocolate, cake. Forget it. I need cake. I need cake! I'm not gonna lie. So listen, this subscriber, she said something hit her. Not literally, well, figuratively. So she said a day or two ago on one of my videos, I mentioned that a subscriber sent videos of the strict lockdowns in China. They did. I did. And the people were running out of food and supplies. So she researched it and she saw some of the videos and they were horrific. Yeah, they are. And those videos were people that, actually screaming out their windows saying we're starving and things like that. And, in my honest opinion, I feel that that could happen here, especially with what we were discussing, not just in earlier video, in the videos of the past few days about how, the how oil is not going to be exported here anymore and things like that, and how oil is used in just about every single product, ranging from baby formula to HBA to cake mixes to cookies and candy and things like that. Is it a possibility? Yeah, it is. So, these are the things that, I feel we should be stocking up on if you haven't already. So, I feel it's extremely important. I really do. So I'll go on. She says, remember a few months ago when Potato said in a briefing and or interview that there would be food shortages due to the WAR? I do. But he was so nonchalant, how he is. He's like, he just rambles on, and then he goes to shake the hand of a person that isn't even standing there. Oh God, yeah. She said, I remember a few months ago, suddenly China was telling its citizens to stock up on food. Yeah, they were. But it seems like there were those, it's like the same thing that's happening here, nobody's listening. And then there were a lot of comments from people praising China for telling everyone to stock up. Yeah. She said, I'm thinking it had nothing to do with food shortages. It had everything to do with stock up on supplies because we're going to lock you down in your home like a prisoner. So she said, we have all these food warehouses burning down. Airplane crashes into buildings. Is this a coincidence? I think not. Everything that goes on in other countries seems to always trickle down. I've said that how many times? It's a trickle effect. Once something happens in one country, it's a trickle effect or domino effect. It's going to happen in other countries, and it'll eventually happen here. She said, I seriously hope everyone is paying attention and prepped up the best you can. My dad always told me, listen to your inner voice because your first reaction is usually the correct one. Bravo. Bravo. Okay? So, when Potato said, all the food shortages and yada, 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 but what he didn't say was, please stock up. So use your inner voice. When you heard him say that, your inner voice probably told you to what? Stock up. So stock up. Even if it's just a few extra cans of this or that, stock up. All right? Because it's going to get ugly. It really is. So on to this. You know, we've been talking about these fires right on, and how, you know, the coincidences and things like that, but it's not just happening here. Nay. So Essex Fire, okay, you know where Essex is. It's over in the UK. Essex Fire and Rescue said the blaze, which broke out at Riverway Foods in Riverway in Harlow at 5:20 on Tuesday, also caused the roof to partially collapse. At its height, 10 crews were at the scene, but the fire service said this was reduced to 2 overnight. A fire investigation is underway. Thick plumes of smoke could be seen across the town, and the fire service warned people to stay indoors and keep the windows shut. At 22:15, the fire service confirmed Riverway had reopened to vehicles and pedestrians, and it anticipated businesses would be able to operate as usual on Wednesday. It said that overnight crews would continue to extinguish the fire, which was contained to one building, with relief crews taking over at 4-hour intervals. Earlier, it said that when crews arrived, the building was 95% alight and 100% smoke logged. Incident Commander Scott Meekings said, "When we turned up, we were faced with quite a ferocious fire that had smoke and flames billowing out of the building. And fire crews rapidly responded by increasing the resources we deployed to this incident. But because of the nature of the contents within the building, a lot of the cardboard and wooden pallets and plastics, the fire got hold of very, very quickly. And due to the nature of the fire, crews from Hertfordshire and Essex were unable to tackle the blaze from inside of the building. And it was at this sausage factory at the time that everybody was just told, get out of the building, get out of the building. And everyone was just outside and everyone was fine. But still, it was a massive, massive fire. Massive fire. People had to shut their windows because of the smoke. It's so you think it's just happening here? No, it's not. These food processing plants, these food distribution centers and things like that, it's happening in other countries. So the food supply chain is not just being crippled here. It's being crippled in other countries as well. And that it's amazing. It's amazing that this is even happening. But yet, it'll be covered up. So on to this. Thousands of air fryers. Do you have an air fryer in your home? I do. I love my air fryer. I use it at least twice a week. Thousands of air fryers are stuck in factories, warehouses, and ports in central China, where shutdowns have stalled millions of dollars worth of inventory for Yeti houseware, a family-run business in Los Angeles. Not Yeti, it's Yeti. Y-E-D-I. How quickly those backlogged appliances make it to the United States could have wide-ranging implications across the U.S. economy. Right, Stormy? I know it's getting crazy around here. As domestic manufacturers and retailers brace for another round of disruptions from the, debacle-related shutdowns from Shanghai, China's largest city. And White House officials are paying close attention to the disruptions to monitor the potential impact on the U.S. economy. Are they really, though? I don't think so. I really don't. If anything, I think they should put an ankle monitor bracelet on Potato, but I'll go on. So things are getting crazy again. Everything is halted. There are closures this very minute that are adding to the supply chain nightmare, and we've been experiencing this for 2 years. There are executives that are dealing with similar scrambles at the situation in China that appears to be changing every single day, sweeping up many different sectors. So widespread outbreaks in China have brought entire cities to a standstill and hobbled manufacturing and shipping hubs throughout the country. An estimated 373 million people, about one quarter of China's population, have been in debacle. I'm just going to refer to it as that because if I say the real word, you know what happens. Related lockdowns in recent weeks because of what is known as the country's zero debacle policy. And according to economics at Nomura, and that's Nomura Holdings, there are also fears that new lockdowns could soon take hold at the capital city of Beijing, escalating the threat to the global economic recovery. Anxiety over new disruptions has already caused the Chinese stock market to fall sharply, weighing on the U.S. stock indexes as well. And there are signs that could get even worse. Continuing lockdowns in Shanghai, a major hub for America's semiconductor and electronic supply chain, has set up automakers, electronic companies, and consumer goods firms for months of delays and much higher costs. So, as you can see, this is just going to get worse and worse and worse. And I'm sure you've heard about the recall of over 120,000 pounds of ground beef, and this is nationwide, because of E. coli concerns, okay? And this ground beef was sold at retailers throughout the U.S., and the beef products were produced from February 1st to April 8th and sold under brands including Thomas Farms, Nature Reserve, Market Side Butcher, Weiss, and that's W-E-I-S, and Tajima, T-A-J-I-M-A. All of these products, subject to the recall, have the establishment number EST 46841 inside the USDA mark of inspection. So all of these links, of course, will be in the description box below. Are they real? I don't know. But as always, safety first. Okay. So, onto this. The rationing has now started in the UK. As you know, that it has started here, okay, with limits. The subscriber said almost exactly 1 month after it started here in the US, it started there in the UK. She said, give it a couple more weeks and our food warehouses will start burning down. Well, actually, it started already, probably due to cyber attacks. Yeah, well, UK supermarkets are rationing cooking oil. Yeah. Okay, this subscriber, she wanted to give a tip on dehydrating, and it's a good thing because I just bought a new food dehydrator. I bought a Nesco, and I bought, I'll show you, hang on, and I bought this to make jerky because Ridley, my dog Ridley, his favorite snack is chicken jerky. And I don't know if any of you guys have seen the prices of dog treats, especially when it comes to chicken jerky. It is so unbelievably expensive. It's like, it's absolutely ridiculous. So I'm going to start making my own. So I got this, and I got a new dehydrator. And if you would like to see what I got, the links are obviously in the description box below, okay, under links of preps that I purchased. And I've actually got it going right now, not with chicken jerky, but with green onions. And I like it. I like it. I like the Nesco. I really do. A few of you have pointed me towards the Nesco, so that's why I bought the Nesco. But she said you can dehydrate your expired fish, chicken, and meat for dog treats. And she said just cut it thin, cut off all the fat, and dehydrate at 140 degrees for 12 hours or until hard. Cut salmon really thin, or it will take forever to get done. I called my vet, and they said it was fine to feed them as long as the fish isn't strong smelling or slimy. So that's really good to know. So that's what I'm going to start doing from now on. So, because it's just cheaper for me to make my own. It really is. So, on to this, okay? Sometimes, things just get overwhelming, and I understand that, and I realize that, okay? But onto this. This came from my favorite gal pal in the UK. She said, I do have this to share with you. A few days ago, I happened to see a headline in the news, 6 weeks until UK supply chain caused by China's lockdown shipping logjam hits. This is to do with the Shanghai lockdown, from what I can gather. Unfortunately, you have to be subscribed to this site for a monthly payment, so there's no point in giving you the link. And I can't find anything other than newspaper or news channels reporting the same. She said, I'm telling you about this because the Shanghai lockdown doesn't just affect the UK now, does it? This is also going to cause problems in the US and everywhere else, seeing as China manufactures and supplies the largest percentage of the world's goods. Because just going by the headline, as always, how much of this is actually the truth? Yeah. Because you can't always trust what you see or read or hear, and she's right. And how much is yet more fear-mongering and trying to cause panic. Also, this is going to create more price increases along with yet more shortages. Oh, what joy. Yet more bullshit. Like we haven't already got enough. You're so right. You're so right. You are so right. So this comes from a subscriber. She said, I discovered a great way to store eggs while they're still available. Yeah, and still at a decent price, if you can find a decent price. She said, lightly blend 6 eggs or whatever number you prefer. Pour into quart-sized freezer bags. Freeze flat. Then store flat or upright like file folders. She said there's no change in flavor or texture, and they take up very little space. Some bags slide back a little, but there are 10 dozen eggs in this stack. How brilliant. And before I go, this subscriber, she said, I did have an idea. Maybe it's just me, but I'm not used to having a lot of canned food. Now I'm It's like bulging out of the seams of my house. And I'm wondering if people in the community may have some recipes using different canned foods like Spam, hash, canned chicken, etc., that they would like to share with the rest of the community. I imagine some community members have some wonderful ways to cook up with some long-term foods. I don't mean to sound ignorant, but growing up in the Oregon coast, we ate a lot of fresh fish and seafood, wild animal meat, and mostly fresh fruits and vegetables. Most of our food we ate raw or grilled, and we have some amazingly talented people in this community, and I think it would be fun to build up our useful recipes for when SHTF before we actually need them. Just a thought. Okay, yes, that is a wonderful idea. Thank you for bringing that up. So if anybody has any recipes that you would like to share, please email me and I'll put something together for everybody, okay? All right, guys, I'm out of here. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. You stay safe, you stay positive, you keep prepping, and as always, fear less. Ciao.